When Clara Bennett inherited her grandmother's Victorian home on Blackwood Lane, she thought it was a blessing. The house was massive, antique-filled, and most importantly, free. But the moment she stepped inside, the air turned thick with the scent of damp earth and something older, something rotting. The realtor had warned her, the last owners left in a hurry. They said the house, whispers. Clara laughed it off. Now standing in the foyer, her breath fogged in the icy air despite the summer heat outside. That night she heard it, the first scratch. Something was inside the walls. The scratching grew louder, more frantic. Clara followed it to the basement door, which was slightly ajar despite her swearing she'd locked it. The stairs groaned under her weight as she descended into the dark, her phone's flashlight catching glimpses of rusted tools and jars of murky liquid. At the bottom, the concrete floor was etched with symbols, crude overlapping circles like a child's nightmare doodles. And in the center, a hole, not a crack. A hole, roughly the width of a human body, its edges smooth as if something had clawed its way out. Then from the darkness below, a wet, gurgling voice called up, "You're home early!" Clara tore through her grandmother's belongings, desperate for answers. In a moth-eaten album, she found photos of her grandmother as a young woman, standing stiffly beside 6 other people in front of the house. All of them had their eyes scratched out. The final photo showed her grandmother alone, her face gaunt, her mouth sewn shut with black thread. Scrawled on the back, "They don't sleep, they wait." The townsfolk refused to speak of Blackwood Lane, but the old librarian slid Clara a note. "The house is hungry. Feed it or it feeds on you." That night, Clara left raw meat in the basement hole. The scratching stopped. For a week, she slept soundly. Then, one morning, she woke to find her own reflection grinning at her from the mirror, mouth sewn shut. The thing in the walls wasn't alone. Clara heard them at night. Murmurs and voices that weren't human, footsteps where no one walked. The house's previous owners hadn't fled. They'd been absorbed. The hollow ones, her grandmother's journal called them. Entities that wore the faces of the dead like ill-fitting masks, their true forms nothing but hunger and teeth. And now they wanted Clara. The journal described a way out, a ritual to seal the house forever, but it required a sacrifice, blood from the last living heir. Clara stood at the basement hole, a knife in her hand. The whispers crescendoed, shadows pooled at her feet, forming hands that tugged at her ankles. From the hole, a familiar voice rasped, "Grandma missed you." The new owners found the house spotless, empty, no scratches, no holes, just a single photo on the mantel, Clara and her grandmother, arm in arm. Both of their eyes were scratched out. And if you press your ear to the basement wall at night, you can still hear the scratching, like something trying to get back in.